Well, I've been thinking potatoes these days because I've been getting ready for our Lakeland Cooks Potatoes that's coming up on September 8th from noon to 3. And today I thought I'd share one of my very favorite potato recipes with you. I've been making this for years, and I got the recipe a long time ago from a church cookbook, and it's just become one of our family favorites. The first thing I did was take a jelly roll size pan with sides, and I've got about 2 tablespoons butter, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm going to put it into the oven just until the butter melts. My oven is preheating at 475 degrees. This really takes a hot oven. And while my butter is melting, I'm going to prepare my potatoes. And it takes just, this dish you just make to feed as many people as you want. And I'm using russet potatoes, which are good baking potatoes. They hold together really well. And I'm cutting them into wedges. If you like chunks, go ahead and chunk them up. But I've got a nice russet ready to go. I'm going to add some onions, and I'm just taking onions that I've peeled, and then I'm cutting them into eighths. So they're little wedges, and those will go right onto the roasting pan along with the potatoes. And of course, garlic. You know how I love garlic. So I already smashed some garlic, and use whatever amount you want. If you like a lot of garlic, just put a lot in. But in this dish, they just get really like crispy little chips that you can eat. Oh, they're so good. So I've got my potatoes, some onion that's been cut into eighths, and garlic cloves that I peeled, but I'm not going to mince or chop or slice. I'm leaving them whole, and I'm going to put them in that way. Now let me take my pan out of the oven. And the butter has melted a little bit. And as I mix in my potatoes, it'll just really start to melt a lot more. Let me just give it a quick little stir. I want the whole bottom of my pan to be coated with the butter and oil, and that helps prevent everything from sticking too. And now I'll just put on the potatoes and the onions, lots of garlic. And I'm not going to season it until it's all done and it's cooked tender out of the oven. And then I'll season it with some salt and pepper and some of my favorite seasonings. But I want to make sure that all of the vegetables are coated with the oil and butter mixture as they roast. Into the oven for 45 minutes, and then we'll see what we have. All right, my potatoes and onions and garlic have been in the oven for about 45 minutes. And you can leave them in longer if you want them to be a little bit crunchier and crispier. You can see that the garlic's nice and caramelized. The onions have gotten a little bit caramelized also. So at this point, they're ready to season with some salt and pepper and put them into the dish. Remember, this recipe can be found on www.lakelandptv.org. And I'm Sue Doden. Now we're cooking.